Wondering where you get your sense of humor from? Odds are, one of the Zodiac's best jokers is somewhere on your birth chart. When it comes to comedy, anybody can tell a good joke regardless of their Zodiac sign. The real difference is that humor just comes naturally to some people. Watch on for a complete ranking of the funniest Zodiac signs, plus an overview of each sign's unique style and sense of humor. Happy-go-lucky Sagittarius can make light of any situation. Their true power comes from their combined good humor and optimistic point of view. Sagittarius can even make you feel better in a crisis by pinpointing a single funny detail and making a hilarious quip. They're also worldly and fantastic storytellers, always seeking new adventures and returning with an exciting story that'll leave you in stitches. This sign is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of abundance, exploration, and good fortune, but it's often also associated with humor and positivity. Sagittarius is known for being creative and philosophical, and their sense of humor is, too. A joke from Sagittarius often has layers that can make people think and laugh. Sagittarius is a fire sign, along with Leo and Aries. They're passionate, energetic, creative, and spontaneous, all qualities that also make Sagittarius and the other fire signs great comedians too. Gemini is a quick-witted wordsmith with a smart sense of humor. If there's one sign that never runs out of funny things to say, it's Gemini. They're phenomenally skilled communicators and extremely charismatic. Therefore, this sign has no trouble coming up with creative zingers, hilarious one-liners, and clever puns guaranteed to make everyone else in the room start laughing. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of the mind and communication, which is why Gemini has such a keen, intelligent sense of humor and the gift of gab. Gemini is one of the few signs to get away with teasing other people without sounding offensive because they're just as willing to make fun of themselves. As an air sign, along with Libra and Aquarius, Gemini is witty, intelligent, and social, which all reflect in their sense of humor. As the most social zodiac sign, Libra wants to make people smile. This sign will often go out of their way to get laughs from everyone around them, sometimes doing over-the-top or embarrassing things in the process. Still, they're usually successful, and Libra isn't easily embarrassed. They feed off of everyone else's energy, so if they've made the rest of the room laugh, Libra is laughing too. Libra is the sign of balance and relationships, so their keen intuition makes Libra great at reading people to find out what makes them laugh. Because Libra is so charming and friendly all the time, their humor never comes off as rude, and people warm up to them fast. Leo is a natural performer who uses humor to seize the spotlight. This charismatic sign craves being the center of attention, and what grabs people's attention like a joke. Leo likes to tell wild stories and pull out all the stops, funny voices, acting out every part, and exaggerating details for comedic effect. Their confidence and natural wit can brighten up the room in no time. Leo is ruled by the sun, the planet of creativity, vitality, and identity. That's what gives Leo their warm, good-natured sense of humor and powerful personality. This sign's only problem is wanting the spotlight so badly that their humor can feel overplayed. Energetic and fun-loving Aries is a master of physical humor. Aries uses humor to entertain people and win them over as a natural leader. Physical humor is a big part of Aries' act. They'll gesture with their hands, make silly faces, do funny walks, and pretend to fall over if the joke calls for it. Body language and mannerisms are a big part of their humor, and this goofball's jokes are guaranteed to get a laugh. Aries' impulsive and fun-loving streak comes from their ruling planet, Mars, the planet of passion and aggression. That energy manifests in how Aries is always ready to throw themselves into the joke. Because their sense of humor is spirited and mischievous, Aries is the perfect friend to call when you need someone to cheer you up. Despite their subtle humor, nobody else does sarcasm like Virgo. Dry, perceptive, and often self-deprecating with their jokes, Virgo is uniquely skilled at finding the irony in a situation or making a hilariously well-timed observation that makes everyone laugh. They're great at using humor to make themselves and others feel less stressed in a tough situation. Virgo, like Gemini, is ruled by Mercury. That means Virgo also has a strong ability to communicate and a smooth way with words. They also tell stories at their own expense and use sarcasm to poke fun at themselves. Virgo is an earth sign, along with Capricorn and Taurus. Earth signs are reliable and practical, grounded in reality, and have a drier sense of humor compared to other signs. While they have a prim and proper exterior, Virgo is actually quite snarky and prone to dishing out some hilariously dark humor at times. Scorpio has a dark sense of humor, though it can feel a bit harsh. There's no doubt that Scorpio has a comedic side. Their humor is honest, observant, and usually a little dark, but it's still funny most of the time. Scorpio's main pitfall is the potential to be a little hurtful with their jokes, especially when it comes to teasing people who don't really understand their sense of humor yet. The best thing Scorpio can do is hold back the sly, teasing quips until people get to know them better. Scorpio usually doesn't mean any harm, but it's hard for sensitive individuals to see that. That doesn't mean Scorpio has to quell their natural sense of humor forever. Close friends probably find Scorpio hilarious. It's just a matter of giving new friends the time to adjust. Pisces loves to tell funny, but sometimes long-winded stories. Dreamy Pisces tends to get a little caught up in the minute details of storytelling and takes a long time to get to the point, and that ends up undermining the joke. Pisces can lose their audience when they start to ramble, which is a shame because this sign is genuinely funny when they don't get lost in the details. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet of illusion and dreams, which in turn gives Pisces their creativity and love of storytelling. Pisces is also a water sign like Scorpio and Cancer. Water signs are highly emotional, intuitive, and nurturing. They tend to be a little more serious as they search for deeper meaning in everything. It's important for Pisces to check in with their audience while telling a story and stay in tune with their energy levels rather than getting carried away with storytelling. Taurus's laid-back sense of humor is hilarious when they choose to share it. This typically introverted sign isn't the type to ask for anyone's attention when they have something funny to say. Taurus is more likely to say something funny offhandedly to whoever happens to be listening or whisper a joke to a friend. Generally, they prefer to laugh at jokes rather than make them. Taurus's biggest challenge is simply being more open about their sense of humor. Let everyone else in on the joke, too. As a fixed sign, Taurus can also be stubborn. When it comes to humor, Taurus might feel like nobody is listening anyway and refuse to share their jokes, rather than throwing caution to the wind and saying what's on their mind. Cancer's self-deprecating humor is well-meant, but sometimes intense. Rather than poking fun at others, Cancer is more likely to turn around and joke at their own expense. While their jokes are hilarious to people who know them well enough to understand they don't really mean it, Cancer actually has a darker sense of humor that can feel a little uncomfortable to those who don't. When they're joking around, Cancer should check in with everyone else and make it clear that they're just being funny, not actually putting themselves down. Cancer is ruled by the moon, the planet of deep emotions and domesticity. This sign's domestic nature also means that they're more likely to show their playful side to close friends and family. Aquarius has an offbeat sense of humor, but tends to be reserved. It's not that Aquarius doesn't have a sense of humor. They do. However, they tend to reserve it for a close group of friends rather than cracking jokes with anybody, as showing that side of themselves to strangers makes Aquarius uncomfortable. If Aquarius can get comfortable showing more of their personality, they can land some hilarious jokes. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet of innovation and freedom, which perfectly reflects Aquarius's personality. As the Zodiac's rebel, Aquarius has a wacky and offbeat sense of humor that they'll share when they feel comfortable. Capricorn often has a straight face, but a dry sense of humor beneath it. It can be tough to get a stoic Capricorn to smile, let alone laugh, but their subtle sense of humor is there if the sign can learn to let loose a little. The more Capricorn lets themselves show emotion and laugh at themselves, the more everyone else can see Capricorn's true comedic potential. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of rules, responsibility, and time. Capricorn has such a straight-laced persona because they're too busy thinking serious thoughts to relax and laugh sometimes. Capricorn doesn't have to be wholly self-deprecating or put themselves down. Instead, this sign just needs to be willing to shrug it off and laugh when they make a mistake. Signs like Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Leo, Aries, and Virgo are funniest, always ready with a joke. Sagittarius can find humor in any circumstance. Gemini is clever, while Libra is extra sociable. Aries is great with physical humor, and Virgo has lots of sarcasm. Capricorn, Cancer, Aquarius, and Taurus aren't as humorous, but they're all more introverted. Their sense of humor is buried deeper inside them.